Apple recently updated its MacBook Pro line, but not to be outdone, Asus has their own one up their sleeve. It's a very stunning, beautiful looking laptop, and it's called the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe, and I have my hands on it. Hi, my name's Andrew, and this is the AMDtech unboxing and review of the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe UX490. The UX490 comes in at a whopping $1699. It's only one configuration, and this is it. And it's one gorgeous looking laptop. Here are some of the key features of the UX490. First, you're getting your Intel Core i7 Kaby Lake processor, premium all-metal design, royal blue with gold accents, 3 USB-C ports, 2 of which are Thunderbolt 3, and it comes in at a svelte 2.65 pounds. It's thin, light, and portable. Powering this bad boy is the Intel Core i7-7500 CPU. It's running Windows 10 Pro, and it has 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of PCIe NVMe SSD. And we'll talk about speeds and performance later in this review. The ZenBook 3 Deluxe sports a 14-inch IPS non-touch display. It's a full HD display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080. That's 158 pixels per inch, and it has a 16:9 aspect ratio. Now, it's not the brightest panel in the world at 281 nits, but the colors are very accurate, and this is a very sharp panel with 110% sRGB. For a full HD display, this is a very sharp panel, and I have to say, it really is crisp, vibrant, and the colors really pop on this display. And much like the Dell XPS 13, this has minimal bezels, making it even better, as nothing is worse than having a beautiful display with very thick bezels. Packaging is what you'd expect from a high-end device. Opening the box, you're greeted by the laptop itself. And you get your power adapter. Now it uses USB Type-C, which is always good to see. That's the standard going forward. And it has a pretty robust power adapter. It has 15 volts, 3 amps. And they throw in a pretty nice sleeve to carry it around town to meetings and when you're on the go. Nice touch. And you also get a microfiber cleaning cloth, and you're going to need it because this thing is a fingerprint magnet. And for those worried about the lack of ports, well, you do get some adapters. You have a USB-C to USB Type-A, and you also have an HDMI to Type-C. All good to see that they're in the box, especially at this price point, something Apple refuses to do. As far as ports are concerned, here's what you get. On the right side of the device, you get a couple of indicator lights along with 2 USB Type-C ports. Now, they're both Thunderbolt 3, meaning you can power multiple 4K monitors, and it worked really well. And on the left side of the device, you have a 3.5mm headset jack along with another USB Type-C. This one's not Thunderbolt 3, but this is the one where you'll charge your device. I have to say, this is one gorgeous, premium looking laptop. I like its gold accents along with its royal blue color. And I also like the fact that it has a fingerprint sensor on the touchpad. It's Windows Hello compatible, and it worked flawlessly. Having used a number of devices with the Windows Hello login, either through a camera or through a fingerprint sensor, you certainly get used to it, and it really is the preferable way of logging in. And you're almost able to open the device with one finger, but not quite. I know it's not a big deal, but it's something I like to have on my laptops. I know it may not be a big deal for some, but for me, it's something I like. But one thing I really do like is its keyboard. I like the fact that the island-style, chiclet-style keys are nicely spaced out and was very comfortable to type on for extended periods of time. At 1.3mm of key travel, the keys feel really good, and at 74 grams of actuation, that's the amount of force needed for a key press, that was also pretty good. And I like the touchpad at 4.1 by 2.8 inches. It's nicely sized, you can do 2-finger scrolling, and you can do Windows 10 gestures as advertised. And I also like the fact that the keyboard lights up in gold. That's a pretty nice touch, and it gives it a sleek, nice look. One area where the ZenBook 3 Deluxe really shines is in its speakers. They're Harman Kardon branded, and they sounded really good. Now you have 2 located on the top of the keyboard, and you get 2 on the bottom of the device for a total of 4. Let's hear them in action. these are some really good speakers. They rival that of even the 12-inch MacBook that I recently reviewed that had some of the best I've ever heard. It's got good bass, the mid sounded great, and the volume gets loud. Overall, I'd say this is a great listening experience. So this is the webcam on the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe, and at a $1,700 price point, I'm expecting an HD webcam. That's not what you get on this device. What you get is a 480p, it's grainy, it's not very good, and I'm a little bit disappointed. Now, this is what it sounds like when you're on a Skype conversation and you're typing. So this has been the webcam on the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe. As with any ultra portable, I'm looking to get anywhere between 8 to 9 hours all-day battery life. I was curious to see if the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe can meet that requirement. Unfortunately, it cannot. It's got about a 45 watt-hour battery, and here's how it did on the AMDtech endurance test. Under normal use with 40% screen brightness, doing YouTube, Netflix, Photoshop, light gaming, and some web browsing under the Edge browser, I got just about 7 hours. Now, when you start loading up on this with some heavy use, it's going to drop down to about 4 to 5 hours, especially if you're at 100% screen brightness. If you're doing any kind of video editing, Photoshop, or any kind of gaming, you're going to drop it down to about 4 to 5 hours. And since I've only had this a couple of days, I wanted to check out some other reviews to see if they were getting similar battery life. I checked out Laptop Mag's review, and they got 6 hours and 52 minutes. That's well below the Dell XPS 13, well below the Apple 13-inch, and of course the category average of 8 hours and 22 minutes. This being a Core i7, this device does have a fan, and it does kick in when it's under heavy load. After 15 minutes of video streaming, it did about 74 degrees by the touchpad, the center of the keyboard got around 78 degrees, and the bottom got to about 81 degrees. Not bad. And as I stated earlier, this runs Windows 10 Pro. Here's how it did on the Geekbench 4 test. It did an 8586 on the multi-core score, and its built-in graphics did 20,377. It has a Samsung 512GB NVMe SSD, of which 447 gigabytes are available to the user. And here's how it did on the Crystal Diskmark test. It did an 1844 on the read and a very good 1569 on the write. Some very good read and write scores. It has Bluetooth 4.1 and it has dual band wireless AC. Both worked as advertised. So, at the end of the day, can I recommend the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe? Is it worth your hard-earned money? And the answer is yes. Although it is expensive, it's still one of the most gorgeous laptops I've ever seen. Here's what I like. I love its beautiful design, especially like the royal blue color along with those gold accents. It really is classy and stunning at the same time. I love a sharp, vivid display. Although it's only full HD 1080p, not a more high-res display, it's still sharp nonetheless. I like its great keyboard and touchpad. I like the fact that it runs cool with its Kaby Lake processor. I also like the good read and write speeds that the SSD, the NVMe SSD, was getting. And I also like the fact they throw the adapters and the sleeve in the box included in the price, something Apple would never do. But with any device, there are going to be things that need improvement. And here's my take on that. Here's where I think they can do better next time. First, the lousy webcam 480p is inexcusable, especially at the $1,700 price point. And its below average battery life left me disappointed. I'm looking for all-day battery life in my ultra portables, and this didn't cut it. And at $1,700, you're getting a lot for that money in terms of performance and really good, beautiful build and a beautiful look, but it's also very expensive, that some of you will be turned off by. But with those few negatives aside, I have to say this is one gorgeous, stunning looking laptop with a great display, great design, decent hardware, good keyboard and trackpad, excellent speakers, all coming together to make this a winner. And if you can stomach the price tag, it's also worth your money. So what do you think about the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe? Do you think it checks all the boxes? Now, I have to say it really is one gorgeous laptop. Now, I saw the press images, I saw the press video that Asus released on this laptop in the past, and I said, wow, that is a really nice looking device. But having used it for the past couple of days, I can confirm it looks even better in real life. It really is a gorgeous color. The royal blue with the gold accents really looks classy, and it really is a looker. And everybody who's seen it in the past couple of days when I took it out really commented, wow, that's some beautiful laptop. And it really is. But there are some shortcomings. And the first thing I would say is, that its battery life is subpar, especially since the fact that it has a 1080p display. I'd be more forgiving if it had a 2K or even a 4K display. That would explain some of the battery life issues. But the fact that it has a 1080p display and it gets subpar battery life, to me, is a negative. But overall, I think it really checks all the boxes. It's got some outstanding speakers, good performance with its Kaby Lake Core i7 processor, really everything you really want, although the battery life, again, is not the best. And I'm really surprised at this price point that we're seeing a 480p webcam. You know, shame on you, Asus. You have to put a 1080p or minimum of 720p webcam on this device. No excuses. Same goes for Apple with their 12-inch MacBook that I recently reviewed. It's pathetic that they put such a poor grainy quality webcam in this laptop. They did it in the MacBook, and now Asus did it here in the ZenBook 3 Deluxe. So hopefully in the next iteration, they'll learn their lesson. But I'm curious to know what you think. Leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know if this is something you're interested in. I know it's $1,700 plus tax. It gets very expensive, but it is a premium laptop intended to compete with the likes of the MacBook Pros. But again, I'm curious to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Coming very soon to AMDtech, actually on Monday, I'm taking delivery of the GPD Pocket. It's a world's smallest laptop. It's at 7 inches. It's a throwback in a sense to the UMPC days of 2008. And it really is pretty incredible. It's a metal design. It's got a full-size keyboard, although calling it full-size is really kind of funny. It's a 7-inch device. How full-size could it be? But it does have a QWERTY keyboard. It does have a full HD display, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is a pocketable computer, as they're advertising, so I'm gonna put it through its paces. I got the unboxing coming, or actually Monday I'm taking delivery of it. So stay tuned for the unboxing to be followed by the full review. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. You know what? I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and of course our website, AMDtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMDtech. See ya.